Now it's time to get to my boy Cochise. Yes, sir.
Cochise.
Come on. Stop being disrespectful, please.
Oh
It's
my
time for
god.
Cochise. Now I've been telling this man all year round. Every time this man tweets, get in the studio. You on Twitter more than you are in the studio.
Mm.
What are you doing, sir? Now let me go ahead and give my little background on Cochise. He's a rapper I founded from TikTok back in like 2019, 2020. He had some huge hits on there. The one song that I founded him off of was Tell Him, or Tell Him It's On, whatever it's called, with
Mm.
Snot as a feature.
The
After
goat.
that, I've been following his. Stop it! Don't be nasty. After that, I've been following his career since. He dropped 3 to 4 projects since. He dropped. What was it? 3 to 4 projects that he dropped. He dropped. No One's Nice to Me, which I really enjoyed, and he dropped The Inspection. I went back and listened to Benbow Crescent, but The Inspection and No One's Nice to Me are the projects that I really enjoyed from him before this album came out. Now,
That nigga look mad Jamaican
with
and Ben
Cochise,
Bro.
oh,
And that Ben Bro Crescent cover, he look mad Jamaican, bro.
I mean he is, but going into this album, I don't know, because he announced this like a week or two before the actual album actually was dropping, which was surprising to me because I thought he was just playing about dropping an album this year. And in between that, he has been making moves that I really enjoy from an artist like a Cochise, because I think he really excels at dropping singles.
Mm.
Like when Uzi was doing his thing back then during the SoundCloud era, to me, that's what Cochise is doing in the streaming era currently for me. And Cochise is one of those artists that if you like a Ski Mask, if you like a Uzi, especially like back then vibes, you will like a Cochise. For me, like I said, he's been doing a lot of moves this year where he's been dropping singles left and right. He's been doing this and that. You know, he's obviously active with his Twitter community or just social media in general. And I like the songs that he's been dropping, but I like them as singles. And I had to realize that when I went into this album, Why Always Me? This album is 18 songs, 43 minutes, 46 seconds. I'm not gonna lie. To me, this is like his third to fourth best project, which he only has like 4 or 5. I like The Inspection more, and I like No One's Nice to Me more because those albums feel way more concentrated. I feel like it's getting more to the point, and I feel like the tone that Cochise goes for on those albums are a lot more apparent, and he's a lot more present, and he's a lot more focused on those themes that he's going for. The little man just walking in the back. Oh,
Good. Yeah.
but yeah. Going back to this, like I said, I like The Inspection and I like No One's Nice to Me, but I like them because they're way shorter. The Inspection is 13 songs, 35 minutes. No One's Nice to Me, 7 songs, 17 minutes, 47 seconds. They're good for what Cochise does. Cochise in a long format, this is one reason why I don't like Bimbo Crescent like that. It's way too long for what I like, time-wise, in an album. Why Always Me? Now, I'm not going to lie, B. I liked every song but one song.
Yeah.
Which was the one with Amine. But I like those songs alone, like as standalone songs outside of the album. Like if I were to hear these songs as a Cochise fan, just listening to the song, I would like it.
Yeah.
I would like these as EPs. He dropped an EP this year, 4 songs. It was straight. This to me was lacking a lot. And this is one of those problems I keep telling you about when it comes to the streaming era, B. All these artists want to have all these songs that amount to literally almost nothing and are the same songs as 2 or 3 other songs on this project right here. This album could have been way shorter. And I get that Cochise is feeding his fans and he doesn't really drop projects this long right here. But for me, I'm just like, like this is kind of dragging at points. Now, I like Cochise, but some of these songs I could have done without. To me, the intro, the beginning of this album, it started off slow for me. Once we got to the middle, I'm like, all right, we getting there. But once it got to the second half of that middle, I'm like, ooh. But there was some standout tracks towards the end. I'm like, Cochise, like, this is bloated. And I get why you're doing this, because it's about the playlisting. It's about what if I hear a random song during my Spotify recommended. This right here, it wasn't all for me. Now, some of my standout tracks, and I got to go on my rant a little bit. That With Me song, I love the production. My favorite song on here. He just put that goddamn Anicia on it,
Yeah,
and I'm
what's
tired of seeing her. I talked about her in the What We've Been Jamming before. She's one of the worst female rappers I ever heard. She's just a deeper voice Caribou, and she lacks a little of the charisma that Caribou has,
and I
which
think
is literally
she raps a little bit slower.
yeah, she does. It's because that deep voice.
Mm.
I'm in all black in the back of a Maybach. I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, why is she
my
doing
headphones
this?
fell. That's how bad this was.
I was thinking like, why is she
I'm
doing?
just like, stop going to her for the features. Please stop.
I was thinking,
Like I'm
I was like, what is this? He should have just had himself on there because that beat was fire.
oh, that's what I'm saying, B. That beat was B. I was feeding off that beat. Dang, I break my headphones. That's how mad Anisha made me with that
Are
feature.
they over
That
now?
feature was bad, B. Huh?
I said they broke it down and wasn't looking like this.
No, no. I just got to fix it a little bit,
uh,
probably. But oh, there we go.
mhm.
But yeah, this feature right here from Anicia was just B. This was bad.
Yeah,
Like I keep saying, stop putting her on feature. Stop going to her. And my thing is this: she threw the whole song off. This song was fantastic. I feel like I'm Chick-fil-A, got 50 bags with
yeah,
B. The energy was high. The production, you could tell, was a lot more concentrated on this song. That just Anicia feature was just so bad, B. Like, B. I
yeah. I
put the
don't.
song on, I'm like, I want to cry every time I play the
You
song.
got when
I'm
she
like, this is
comes,
the
you got to
best song
skip
on
it.
the album. No, because his actual verse starts after her. And I'm like, oh, I got to go through this. Like, this is the part of the workout that you just hate doing, but you got to get through it. And I'm like, oh. But this, I mean, he doesn't really have any feature. I like V's on here.
Yeah.
Our boy V's is on here. He did a good job. And I like that production that he had V's on.
Oh yeah.
That's some different production that Cochise that he doesn't usually go on, but it fits Cochise well. And that's someone who has a more nonchalant flow, but fit the production well. Nasty. I didn't like Amine on there. I could barely tell his voice apart from Cochise's.
Yeah.
Yoshimitsu. I love the single. I love that song. 4am. I love that song as well. But yeah, B, I want to hear your thoughts on this because this is your first Cochise project, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. This is my first Cochise
What'd you think
project.
about this?
B. I felt like it was too long. I feel like with songs like this that could sound similar, they can kind of feel like it's all mashed together. Like what's the identity here to me? I actually don't
Mm-hmm.
know who he is. I feel like he just copies Playboy Cardi. He's even doing the deep
Yeah,
voice
Uzi.
Cardi. Oh yeah, and Uzi. But he's even doing that deep voice Cardi be doing like now. He was
Mm-hmm.
using it in here, and I'm like, who are you,
Mm-hmm.
bro? I think he's like a filler for Playboy Cardi's his story.
The old persona.
He's that filler. He's like that Pierre Bourne. He falls into that category to me of like people like want the real deal, but he's the great value version. Okay, this would do. You know what I'm saying? And his tracks on here that I bobbed my head to, but it's nothing that just stood out to me. The only track that actually stood out to me was Fake Love. I actually liked it. That's a song that I actually have in my playlist now. I'm like, okay, I like this song. I like V's on there and I love the production. But overall, man, Coach, he didn't do anything to identify himself like to stand out. Like at least have something that's different about him. Like at least with Pierre Bourne, I got production that's different and he also produces. But I don't know, with Cochise,
Mm-hmm.
bro, it was nothing that stood out to me. I felt like it was a whole big old song. Like everything kind of felt the same. Like Fake Love,
I knew you was gonna say
yeah,
that.
Fake Love is the only
I'm
one.
honestly no, I'm not surprised that you
Yeah,
have a song that you like from here. But does this give you like old Uzi vibes when you used to just drop on SoundCloud B?
no, Uzi had better songs.
Yes.
He had better songs, man. Like Love Scars, like you could go back to those SoundCloud the old SoundCloud posts that
Mm-hmm.
Uzi had. It's just like, come on, bro. I remember just playing them on return. Buy it, listen, buy it. It was
I
different.
want to
Like
say that to me, this is like this generation's social media version of a Uzi and Playboy Cardi.
I get that. I get that
Social
feel.
media version.
Yeah,
Because he's heavy on social media.
he just doesn't stands out to me, and like
Mm-hmm.
these tracks just all felt the same. I'm saying Fake Love threw me off. It felt like that 80s production, like a flip of something like
I
that.
love
I
that.
was like, ooh, this
Mm-hmm.
is fire. And I'm like, yo, I had to like that song. Like I put that song in a playlist. Like I played that song today in the car with my son. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was like, you know what I mean? That beat's fire, bro. So
I'm pretty sure your son would love Cochise in general
uh,
because it's very high energy music.
you ain't tear me up. You ain't tear me up. I don't know, bro. I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with it, bro. I listened to this twice. 44 minutes. It ran too long. I feel like if he would have made this at least 10, I probably would have enjoyed it a little more because it wouldn't worn out as welcome with some of the same production, same flow, same voice. I don't know. It's just
Yeah, and that's my problem. I also wanted to note that I forgot to tell you about. Because of all the singles he's been putting out, he's been finding success with those singles.
mm,
And because of that, he's like, oh, let me just do all these songs again, but on here.
mm,
And I'm just like, at least with the other albums, they felt a bit more darker. And like I said, the tone and atmosphere was a bit more there with them. And they felt like more complete projects versus this just feels like you got a pizza and you just sliced it a
mm,
whole bunch of times instead of just making 8 slices. You made
mm.
16 slices when you could have just made 8 slices and it would have fed you even faster, probably.
It's
You get what
like,
I'm saying?
yeah, like I don't want to say that. Oh yeah, he worn out his welcome, or like he put too much room for error because I don't. I think his error wasn't like. I think his error was just it's too much. It's like, we see your trick, we see what you got here. That's how I felt.
Exactly. I
That's
agree.
that's how I felt. I was like, if he would have shortened it up, I probably like, oh yeah, this was cool. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I wouldn't be like, oh, cool, this is all you got. So
Hmm.
that's it.
Another thing I have to say is that on his album, The Inspection, the songs each felt different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he does a second song in the flip or whatever, each song production wise sounded differently. While it was all cohesive body of work, each one sounded differently. Each one felt like a more fully thought out song versus
Mm-hmm.
this one. It felt like I got thoughts here and there. It
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of the Ski Mask project we reviewed earlier this
Yeah,
year, where it's like
facts.
you have a bunch of projects that you have a bunch of songs on one project that kind of all sound similar, and it's like that could have been that song, just a different beat version of that, but it's still in the same vein.
And I'm not looking for introspection from him like that, but like Kitchen,
No, 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 no.
but Kitchens was the only song where he tried to like do some type of introspection. When I'm mistaken, when he was saying like
Hmm.
nobody was he saying nobody checks on him and all that on this on Kitchen. It was
I forget. It was either
Montreal,
that one or
Montreal. It
Montreal.
was one of those at the
Hmm.
end. It felt like he was trying to get more personable, but like I don't know, like it's a little bit too late for me. I
Hmm.
have something different. Like how many times you get hit her from the back and she make a noise? Like you know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I kept thinking. I'm like, okay, how many times is she gonna hit it from the back? And like it was another bar he kept saying. He said it like twice. I think I had a note of it. I can't think of it. Maybe it'll come to me. But he said like the same. I'm like, bro, you already said that. Like,
Yeah.
sheesh.
And I guess my thing is like he did a trailer and he was supposed to be like Candyman.
Yeah, I know we was talking about
Well,
it on the cover. You was telling me the cover about it. Like how the cover he has the
yeah,
Candyman theme.
yeah. Which with each of these albums, he kind of has like some type of like I don't want to say like the album fits the cover, but it's like to me his covers are really good. I really enjoy his covers, and to me his last two projects the covers fit for what they are. This one didn't fit for me, and I'm like, where's the Candyman vibe that you have on here? Where's the sinister vibe? Like you had more quote unquote sinister sounding songs
Mm-hmm.
on your past two projects. To me, this was very bubbly, very TikTok, very
Yeah.
like kids who don't really want to hear like gangster rap music or like
Yeah.
thug rap
I
music.
just want to be
This is
hype.
like for them. Yeah, I want to be hyped. Like, I'm playing a game or something. This music right here. This is to get me energized. But like I said, to me, I think that's the problem. He saw success with those singles he was dropping this year. He was like, oh, let me just go that route instead of actually creating a cohesive
Let's
body of work.
let's make eight.
And his fans asked for a lot.
Let's make like 14, 15 singles. Let's make
Yeah,
16, 17 singles.
exactly. Exactly. You could tell which ones got more love than the others, which
Mm-hmm.
is sad to say. But yeah, Cochise, one of my favorite acts of this generation right here. This album was a bit disappointing, but there are songs on here that I know I'm going to go back to, and I probably will jam this album again. I just know as a body of work, you had better bodies of work
Facts.
right here, and this one to me was a bit disappointing in terms of like you coming out with bodies of work because I generally enjoy it. I enjoyed your last two projects that you had, and I feel like you knew when to stop. This one you did not know when to stop,
like I
but there's still some songs on here that I liked.
yeah, like I can understand like you saying the whole like 7 songs, 8 songs. It'll be much better because like too much like him being overloaded with all this stuff, bro. It's like come on, bro, you
It
gotta
starts to
know.
get too samey after a
Yes, bro.
while.
It's like like eat.
Yeah, That's why I said. That's why I keep telling you, B. Streaming and effed everything up.
Yeah,
and messed it up.
when they figure out
But
that
hey,
when they figured out that formula, B, they know they're gonna get those streams. Hey, if it
yeah,
ain't broke, don't fix it.
sadly, we're becoming unks now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cochise, proud of you for putting out an album because I always tell you under each of your tweets, hey, you need to get in the studio.
What's with the?
Now I see.
And he like memed like it's a Cochise meme when they were like, "Oh, is this Cochise?" It's something like that.
Oh, what it is they just get any person that's dreadheaded. They're like, "Oh, is this Cochise?" He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah.
He's like, "Stop!" It's like, "Stop saying every black person that has dreads look like me."
So it's like that Freddie.
Like they'll be looking at Kais and that, and they'll be like, "Oh, Cochise is at the basketball game or something like that."
So it's like
or they'll be saying like, "Oh, T-Pain, I love T-Pain on this track." He's like, "I don't have T-Pain on this album."
So it's kind of like the Freddie Gibbs and the Freddie Gibbs meme with him and Don Cheadle.
Yeah, but I will say like it's a bit more like any dreadhead person or person that looks Jamaican, they're like, "Oh, it's Cochise right there." And he's so active with his community, so he'll reply back, or he has like a little community on Twitter, like the actual community thing. And he be in there, so it's one of those things where like he messes with his fans, or he pokes fun at his fans and stuff like that.
No, but he
memes back with him. So
I see him post on social media, on Twitter and stuff. He seems like a cool guy though. He seems like he's really humble.
And he used to Twitch stream. I'm not sure if he still does, but yeah.
Okay.
And he be at the conventions at DreamCon and all that with them at RDC and all them.
Okay.
Which is why on track 9 he references like AMP and RDC World on there.
Okay.
Like he like, "Oh, I'm gonna punch him like Desmond."
Yeah. Okay. That's what he. Okay.
But yeah, overall disappointing album, but Cochise, you at least put out a project this year.
And I wouldn't say it's a bad album. I just think that it's just.
That's why I said disappointing.
Yeah. It's just. Oh yeah, I know. It's just. I don't know. It's just too much of the same thing. I mean, sometimes you want to eat something different. you know?
This is true.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.